this out. I got something real important I want you to tell me.
Come on, it's just over with.
What you talking about?
Come on, run back to the cell. You better shut up, bitch. She's out of here. Come on.
You call that woman a bitch and I'll fuck you up.
Yeah, fool.
Let me out the chain, get out with your girlfriend.
That's what y'all say, fool.
Yeah, right.
Getting that cell, fool. Institutionalized. It's your own.
I'm the top martial artist in America, and I'm being persecuted for my political views by a racist system whose internal organization is partially designed to oppress the black man and the religious black man especially. And part of this oppression is denying him his achievements, unless of course he is a lowly Uncle Tom.
The bounty it seems to me that this act incorporates or reflects the very logic of terrorism. I can't help but think that it's designed to frighten people who are involved in struggles today. 40 years ago seems as if it were a long time ago, 4 decades. However, in the 21st century, at the beginning of the 21st century, we're still fighting around the very same issues. Police violence, healthcare, education, people in prison, and so forth. So I see this as an attack not so much on Assata herself, although, of course, she deserves to...
So that was Angela Davis, who was a member of the Black Panther Party. She now is considered an activist and a scholar. Later on, I'm going to show you clips. Watch this all the way through, where I show you the Black Wall Street clip. I'll show you Masonic police badges. These are secret societies that are part of this system. It is something that activists failed to mention for whatever reason. It is impossible to truly be on the side of the people and to not see things my way and to not see that I'm a victim once you hear my story. It is impossible. Anybody who trolls me or tries to play me out automatically is selfish. They're letting their complex get in the way. They're mad that I've, used about 20 sources in one video alone to prove that homosexuals are disproportionately pedophiles. They're working for the system in some cases. In some cases, they have an appalling lack of integrity, and they're mad that my premises are correct in my different videos. They're mad because my underlying argument is absolutely on point, and it makes them look bad. Big Pharma is mad that I highlight the psychiatric drugs kill 500,000 people in Western countries alone annually. They're mad that I'm highlighting that I'm the top martial artist and the relevance of that in the occult world. Make no mistake, the things that were once considered conspiracy theory have now been definitively proven by my videos alone, not to mention other people who have done a lot of hard work to expose these evils. No amount of disinformation or misinformation can take away from what I am doing. So without further ado, I would like you to consider how this relates to how I've proven the psychological operation against me when I show you the clips from, when I play for you the clips from Huey Newton. Couple that with the Stockton police harassment of their city manager in the news, and how the mayor of Stockton stood up for the city manager in that clip that I showed you in the last video. And also, add that to the ABC documentary showing harassment, as well as Michael Aquino's From Psyop to Psych to Mind More, showing that Satanists were leading the psychological operations. And also you have to consider that Sidney Gottlieb on record was known as the dark sorcerer and the dirty trickster. So when you look at this, it's impossible to avoid that the principles of Satanism are responsible for the worst ills in our society. And the only truly adverse philosophy to them is Christianity. Okay, because Satanism is selfishness. So when you do things out of what you can, for the purpose of what you can gain and what your people can gain, as opposed to what is right. It is also a form of selfishness, which is part of the greater satanic philosophies. So that's one of the differences between why I'm doing it and why other activists are doing it. And because of their philosophies, many of them have sold out because they have a lack of religious conviction and a lack of moral conviction. They're too concerned with capital gain, economic gain, financial gain, and that can end up making it so that they themselves sell out for those things. So when you see how they're hiding from my top martial arts challenge, they have highlighted, beyond any doubt, they have highlighted themselves that they are inferior in martial arts. That I've conquered this country when it comes to martial arts. When you see how they've covertly drugged me and how they do it intensely. I'm the most intensely drugged political dissident in America who is not in a psych ward. Okay, and who was not ordered to go to a psychiatrist. The most intensely. They fume me every day and, you know, all night, every night. And they drug my food. And I've proven these things. I have a video that I'm going to unlist and put, it's a two, you know, I'm going to combine it. A video I'm going to unlist and put in the comments, in the description, of an experiment I did when I drank and how it caused me immediately to pass out and become very ill. You know, to show you that, yes, they are covertly drugging me. It's, you know, they are keeping tabs on me and using illegal surveillance, the surveillance state, to learn my habits and to take advantage of that. And I really didn't want to make this intro this long, so I'm just going to end it here. But there's so much more I want to say. I guess I'll explore it in the comments.
In America, black people are treated very much as the Vietnamese people or any other colonized people, because we're brutalized. The police in our community occupy our area. Our community as a foreign troop occupies territory, and the police are there not to, in our community, not to promote our welfare or for our security and our safety, but they're there to contain us, to brutalize us and murder us, because they have their orders to do so. And just as the soldiers in Vietnam have their orders to destroy the Vietnamese people, the police in our community couldn't possibly be there to protect our property, because we own no property. They couldn't possibly be there to see that we receive the due process of law, for the simple reason that the police themselves deny us the due process of law. And so it's very apparent that the police are only in our community, not for our security, but the security of the business owners in the community, and also to see that the status quo is kept intact. When we first started, we had a...
The status quo is kept intact now. Now the gays and atheists are overtly part of the status quo. You see it in mental health and all over. Well, what does that tell you?
Political primary that are oppressing people of color all over the world, and on a local level, the police, fascist police, are suppressing, repressing the white revolutionaries as well as the blacks who speak of and who are attempting to attain liberation. So I am not standing for violence, but I do stand for self-defense.
Back to the trial for one moment.
Could you just keep...
Now keep in mind that I'm the top martial artist when it comes to mental, spiritual development, transferable combat skills, and self-defense. So even though I do not see things the same way as Huey Newton across the board, there's a lot of parallels you can draw.
As far as the attitude of the police, there's a hostile attitude. And just recently I was put on punishment for 15 days where I wasn't fed at all. Only half a cup of a green substance that I couldn't eat. And this has been the treatment.
Why do you think it's happening?
The first place, that the police here are merely an arm of the establishment. Their purpose is to protect the establishment and punish those who disagree with the goals and the activities of the establishment. And so there's a necessary contradiction between what I stand for and what the establishment and their protectors stand for.
What's your impression of the demonstrators outside, who have been outside the courthouse every day since this trial began?
The people, the community that's given support to me have helped me to keep a high spirit. They are my inspiration. And without them, it would be impossible for me to keep the strength to go through this great ordeal.
Do you have anything that you want to say that hasn't been asked you?
Only that I'm sure that we will be victorious. I have a very fine counsel, Mr. Gary, and the rest of the staff, and that I'm convinced and very secure in a victory.
Have you been able to see just about anybody that you want to out of your family or your fiance? Have you been able to see them?
I'm allowed visiting 3 times a week, but even this is carried on as far as the police with a hostile attitude. They say abusive things to my visitors. They don't give the time that other prisoners get, and it's strictly sort of an arbitrary kind of treatment, not only to me, but to the other Panthers who are here in jail.
At this stage of the trial, how confident do you feel that you're going to get justice?
With the present system of the court structure, it will be impossible for me to get justice, but I'm confident that we will revolutionize this institution before this trial is over. If it's not revolutionized, if there aren't very great changes, then of course I won't get justice.